Yo, what's up trainers, welcome back to a new video, and in today's video we're gonna be diving into the Ultra League. Even though the Catch Cup is live, I don't really like it, and if you want to run a team for the Catch Cup, honestly, make a team that triple hard counters Clodsire, and I think you will do very well. Besides that, the team I'm running today is going to be all about my HUNDO DUBWOOL, which I got from PvP. It was a big reward in that case, and honestly, I am so happy with it. It is not even level 50 yet, so just think about the fact that it will get even more bulky, but honestly it just worked out really well for me anyways. So without further ado, let's hop into these matches. Also, later this week I will upload one more Ultra League video. As I said, not a big fan of the Catch Cup, so maybe I will post one fit of the Catch Cup, but honestly don't really like it. But with YEAAAH, and YEAAAH obviously has a move that no one ever talks about, which is very underrated in my opinion. So yeah, stay tuned for that one as well. So here we have a horrible lead into that Sand Slash, so we're gonna save swap into our DUBWOOL, and afterwards we go for the body slam. And can we reach this wild charge before they throw? And we can. So now this is actually going to probably one-shot them, if not just barely, and it's just barely not going to one-shot them, but that's fine, because after this we can easily take switch, use a shield, and then double kick them all the way down. They go for the superpower, so that makes it even easier for us, but we do get less farm, which is a bit, well, it's not unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. And here they actually allow us to get to one more body slam, and that's going to put them into a range where we can easily farm them down with our back Pokemon, and it's not going to be a threat for our YEAAAH anymore. But they decide to shield here, which is fine by me, and at this point DUBWOOL has done its job. We don't have to shield it anymore, and we can just let it go. We're gonna come in with our Greninja, make sure that we can, well, we can easily tank one drill run, and afterwards I'm just gonna go for it, my Night Slash straight away, making sure that we still have some, well, a lot of HP on our Greninja in this case, but also just to get rid of this Sand Slash, as I want to, well, get it off the field. But my opponent actually decides to shield here. They come in with their Tapu Fini. We have the Grass Knot on our YEAAAH, and that's going to be a GG, as my opponent also decides to top left. So GG's. Alrighty, next game we actually pick up a very nice lead, but we have two Pokemons in our team that does, well, that does very well against the Swampert, and in this case we can easily go for the Grass Knot here, over farming a bit so that we minimize the chance of them catching, and they actually let that move go through. Well, that's a big risk of them calling that we are not running Grass Knot, but honestly that's not going to work out for them. Now, are they going to well, think that we are running Wild Charge here? I'm just gonna go for it straight away, but they actually decide to shield in this one, so that's fine by me. At this point I'm just gonna let this move go through, hoping that they might bait, but they go for the Blast Burn straight away, and that's going to get well, boom us, get the lead at DUBWOOL. In the first game you actually demolished our opponent, and in this game you will get demolished yourself. So we're gonna come in with our Greninja. We waited our switch timer a bit, and now we can, well, come in and overload a lot on energy. And what do they have in the back? It's going to be a Giratina. So they're actually core broken by our Greninja in the back, which is fine, because at this point we actually get the boost, which is huge. We can go for another Night Slash. This is just almost gonna knock out the Giratina at this point. And at this point we can easily just come in with our YEAAAH, farm them all the way down, or take so much damage that they basically cannot get a nice farm down on us with the Charizard or something like that. The thing we want to, or that we want to do here, just make sure that their Charizard is not gonna get a lot of energy in whatever scenario or whatever case, because if that's going to happen they might have a chance of still winning this game. But at this point I don't see a lot of chances winning them this game, because we still have some energy stored on our Greninja, and we also are very loaded on energy on our YEAAAH at this point. A Moonblast is something that they can take actually, but they decided to shield, which is I think a bad call by my opponent. And at this point we can easily let this move go through, keep our shield for the Greninja. They actually go for a bait, I think, or something like that, which is totally unnecessary, because now we can easily come in. I can probably tank a Blast Burn here, but I didn't want to risk it. They go for the bait once again. We go for the Hydro Cannon, and that's going to be another GG. Very well played to my opponent, as this is going to be enough to take them out, or take out a whole family of Charizards probably. So GG's. Alrighty, next game, and in the next game we face YEAAAH against Gyarados. So Gyarados obviously a mon that is very, well, not seen often in the Ultra League, more of a Master League classic Pokemon, or Master League in general, but in the Ultra League it does have some decent play, honestly, but it's not just very common. So here I'm trying to catch the crunch, and hopefully this is going to be the crunch, and it would even be better if we do not get the debuff, because otherwise we would be stuck with the debuff. And we don't get the debuff, but they reply with the Machamp. So we do have Wild Charge, but in the Ultra League, well, things don't really hit that hard unless it is super effective damage, and as you can see, they can easily tank one Wild Charge here and farm us all the way down. So as long as they are not running payback, the energy they have on their Machamp is basically going to be sort of useless. They can reach 1 or 2 rock slides, which we can probably tank, and then afterwards we just gotta hope that the Greninja can sweep, because the Machamp is gone, right? Because Machamp is a very hard counter to our Greninja in the back, so it's great that we lured it out with our DUBWOOL. So afterwards we're gonna just farm them down here, and then we're gonna come instantly with the Greninja, and they actually have a Steelix in the back, and Steelix is just such a tough Pokemon in general to get rid of. Here they make a nice catch on their Gyarados, but the thing that they allow us here to do is basically, well, I'm not gonna overfarm because I don't want to take another Dragon Breath or anything like that, but they only have 1 mon left, so that means they cannot swap out or whatever. It's just their Steelix at this point, and I know that they're probably just going to shield my Hydros, so I'm just gonna bait here, make sure that we get a lot of energy. Probably, I think, well, at this point I'm hoping that they got lost of tracking my energy, which they did, which is huge. And now I just gotta make it to 2 Hydro Cannons, throw 1, and then dip out, make sure that we clear our debuff, and then hopefully take out this Steelix. And if that's something that we can manage, as you can see, we go for the Hydro Cannon here. They're gonna go for the Breaking Swipe here. I'm expecting them to throw instantly, so I'm just going to swap here, go for the Grass Knot. They shielded, so that's going to be a GG. We still have the Hydro Cannon stored on our Greninja, so there's just nothing they can do. We're gonna go and spam out these Grass Knots, applying a lot of pressure on their HP, and just making sure that 1 Hydro will be enough to KO. I think Hydro does like about 60% damage when it's not debuffed or anything like that. But here we have the move stored. They go for the Dragon Tail, but it's not going to connect as we take them out before it will connect. And that's going to be yet another GG. So that game looked very tough, but we were still able to manage it and to win that game. So we pick up a very positive lead for us once again. But this time around, my opponent is actually deciding to save swap into their Skuntank. And honestly, I don't really know what's going to be the better option here for my as my backline is, well, not weak against Skuntank, but honestly Skuntank with the oppressive move of Poison Jab is just going to Poison Jab us all the way down. So they're gonna go probably for a crunch. They could have run Thrill Blaze as well, but I didn't want to risk it anyways of well, not shielding that crunch, as it's just going to do enough damage where they can afterwards Poison Jab us all the way down. So here I'm just gonna go for the double Hydro Cannon, making sure that we reach, and then afterwards I think this will be enough to get the KO and also keep alignment. They're gonna go let this move go through. We get the farm down, and now we also leave with a nice amount of energy. Here I think I make a crucial mistake by going for the Night Slash. I was expecting my opponent to shield, but they actually let this move go through, and now I won't reach the Hydro Cannon. So that's a huge mistake, because if I went for the Hydro Cannon straight away, it would have done just more damage. Now they have a Drapion in the back, and honestly, as long as we don't get the debuff, I think we're still in an okay spot. But we do need to get off these body slams, as it's just going to do a decent amount of damage, and at some point I might even go for the Wild Charge as well, just to catch my opponent off guard, hoping that they won't shield that move. But now let's see if that's going to work, or that the plan is going to work as we want it to, as we have it in our head, right? But sometimes you got it in your head, but the big thing about having a plan is to make it work. So as you can see right now, they're in a range where we cannot farm them down with the Psychic or with the Psycho Cut, and they actually take us down here. And now things are looking not too good, because they can still go for, I think, 1 or 2 crunches at this point, because we can just basically not farm them down. They still have a shield where their Swampert can hide behind, and at this point they're just gonna get us into a range where they can probably take us down with 2 Hydros. They're gonna go and let this move go through. We need 2 Hydro or 2 Grass Knots to get this win, but we're just so low on energy that 2 Shadow Hydro Cannons is going to be more than enough to get the KO. And now I just need to overfarm until we get to the back-to-back Grass Knots, which we don't, so that's going to be an L. GG's to my opponent there, and we're gonna hop into the next game. Swipe up. Next game is also, I think, going to be the final game. Bit of a shorter video today, but I just want to showcase you my DUBWOOL, which is not level 50 yet, so I will make a new video once it's level 50 as well, because it's just a very strong and fun Pokemon to use in the Ultra League, and I was just lucky enough to get one from PvP rewards. So here, I was hoping to get the Grass Knot off before they went for the Breaking Swipe, but honestly, we lose CMP there, and we pace up the same time. So I'm just gonna go for the Grass Knot, and then I'm gonna dip, hoping to lure out whatever is weak against, or whatever is strong against my Greninja in the back as well, and we actually lure out a Virizion, which is fine. Virizion obviously is a hard counter, well, I think one of the hardest counters for my Greninja as well. So at this point we can easily go for the body slam spam, getting this Virizion as low as we can, and then afterwards overfarm with our Cresselia and making sure that we can get the knockout on the Virizion, because once the Virizion is gone, I'm feeling quite confident that whatever is lurking in the back, my Greninja probably can take, right? That's the plan. Now let's see if we can actually make it work. So here they're gonna go for, I think, a Leaf Blade or a Stone Edge, but they are running Leaf Blade, a Sacred Sword, which is the moveset most people are running these days. Overfarming as much as we dare before they reach another Leaf Blade, and now we're gonna go for the Grass Knot, which is going to be enough to get the KO. I'm gonna go for yet another Grass Knot, making sure that we are not debuffed, so this time around it actually does a bit more than the last Grass Knot we landed on this Steelix. And then after they have thrown their Breaking Swipe, I'm actually going to swap out, making sure that they won't get any advantage on from their debuff. So here we're gonna swap out instantly, and now we have the Greninja against a Tapu Fini. So you might think this matchup is very bad for us, but honestly, Greninja puts in the work. They can only hit us for a Moonblast, and besides that, everything is going to be resisted. And Hydros, well, they just add up. At some point, they gotta shield these Hydros, and you can actually at some point probably bait for a Night Slash, maybe a Night Slash boost as well, and things can look completely different as it might have started. As you think Dark against Fairy Ride, it's a bad matchup, but honestly Greninja puts in the work. So as you can see right now, look at the HP difference of my Greninja against the Tapu Fini. It's mad, but still they still have the option and the Steelix in the back to well, probably do some decent damage against us with the Dragon Tail and Breaking Swipe combination. But so we're gonna go for the Night Slash here. We get the boost, and now things are gonna go very quickly, because my opponent is probably like, oh my god, they really got the boost, so they gotta shield everything I throw here. Basically we go for yet another Night Slash. I think this was CMP tie, I'm not too sure, but I think they're at the Breaking Swipe right now, which is shield once again. They go for the move as it was a CMP tie, and I think we will survive this next move. So I'm just gonna swap out instantly because I don't want to get hit by, or I'm not going to swap out. We're gonna go for the Night Slash. I was expecting to swap out just to clear that debuff once again, but our tick is still up by one stage, so actually a good thing to stay in there, because that Night Slash would have done less if I would have swapped out. So after this we can go for the Grass Knot, and at this point the timer is about to come up. Can we reach? They actually go for the move, and now things are gonna well, come to very close ends. At this timer is almost at 5 minutes. Can we get the farm down? And just at the timer, when just at the moment the timer ends, we actually get that dub as we take out their final Pokemon. So yeah, this is going to be it for this video. Hope you trainers enjoyed this video. DUBWOOL obviously is a very strong one, also probably very hard to obtain. I was lucky enough to get one from my PvP rewards, as I said before. Besides that, you can maybe, well, try your best to trade it with one of your friends. Yeah, that's basically going to be it for this video. Hope you trainers enjoyed this video, and I will see you trainers in the next one. Peace.